I'm Leila Brammer. I'm Director of Curriculum at the Forum for Free Inquiry and Expression at the University of Chicago. In order for us as humans to do our best thinking, whether that best thinking be in our personal lives, in our professional lives, in our civic lives, we need to be able to seek and engage difference and disagreement, to actively find oppositions, hesitations, misunderstandings of our thinking so that we can do two things with that. And that can be an either or, but those two things would be we refine our ideas. You know what, I was right, but I wasn't quite right, and this really helps me be more right about my thinking. And or we articulate our arguments for ideas better, and we're able to share them better to the public or to whoever our audience is. And so seeking and engaging difference and disagreement is an absolute imperative life skill. Occupational psychosis, I think it's the most important life skill of human flourishing, to be able to, you know, I have an idea, I have thinking, but I'm always going to be testing it to ensure that my thinking continues to be right or right-ish or as right as it can be in the moment, and or continuing testing it so that I can continue being an advocate that can articulate my ideas in ways that people can understand them. For me, I think this is a really key concept, to be able to seek and engage difference and disagreement. Now, how do we do that? That's that capacity building. Some of that is some inclinations, right, of intellectual humility. I have to be willing to think I might be wrong about this. Intellectual curiosity, that you know, you might know something that I don't, that helps develop my thinking or helps develop my argument. It requires a great deal of generosity, right? Language is an imperfect tool used by really imperfect humans, and so we're going to mess up. And you might say something, and so responding in those moments with questions rather than statements or offenses is really an important part of that, of just digging in before we come to those types of conclusions. And it does require some courage, right? And we always talk about courage as the courage to speak. Listening to people who disagree with you or have different views on ideas really takes a lot of courage to sit back and say, wow, this is something I disagree with, but I'm going to continue asking questions so I can understand it better, because if I want to disagree with it, I better understand it fully so I can make really clear arguments about it, and or it may actually influence my own thinking and help me refine my own ideas.